Hi, welcome to the first episode of Budget Builds. I'm Impala Mike, and for our first episode, we're going to have a 1978 Chevy Nova. Now, what we're planning on doing with this is we're going to do a powertrain swap on it for about $3,000 is our goal. And what we're going to be doing is taking out what the factory put in, which was a 4.1 liter inline 6, and it had a TH350 transmission. We're going to be swapping that out for something a little nicer, a little newer. And, you know, I'm going to show you guys how to basically shop around, figure out what you can buy new, what you should buy used to save money, things that you can do on your own, so when you're doing these swaps, you're not going to have to spend thousands upon thousands of dollars to get basically the ride that you want.
Now, in 1978, they offered the Nova with a 250 cubic inch inline 6 motor, which really didn't make any power. There's no way to say. I mean, when you think about it, you know, your other two options, which were 350s, they had at the most 170 horsepower. And this was because mostly, you know, like today, they were having economy issues where gas was being tight. You know, people were having to pay a lot of money. You know, back then, though, it was people were paying $1.70 for gas, and they thought that was an increase in price. You know, I'm glad that right now I've seen gas for $2.83 in Topeka the other day. So, you know, times haven't changed really much. But on the plus side, though, people have figured out how to make more power with still making amazing fuel mileage. But, you know, back then, this is how people would get around. This was considered a compact vehicle, which you don't think about it, but you know, with its 110-inch wheelbase, but this was essentially, you know, your Cobalt of the time. I don't mean to, you know, I can't wait to see the comments now on YouTube. Oh, this isn't a Cobalt. How dare you? Rah, 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 rah. But enough of that, though. Enough of that joking around. Let's go ahead and see what's under the hood. Now, for the 70s, on these models, you had to actually reach underneath to pop the hood up, as opposed to going inside the car and then push down to lift up the hood, which, you know, really isn't that great of an idea because anyone then can pretty much steal stuff from your car. But hey, you know, it takes so many times till you get the wheel right. Am I right? So anyways, though, here's that 250 cubic inch motor here. It's pretty standard from GM from back in the time. I mean, they ran essentially this same style engine from the 40s. You know, I have something very similar to it in my 1949 3100, which is a half-ton truck. You guys will get to see that, though, in the future with some of the other, because we're planning on doing a full frame-off restoration on that puppy. But for this one, though, you know, we're just doing a power plant transplant, and it's going to be at a budget of only $3,000. So, you know, a lot of people think, you know, that's going to be really tight, but it's actually not that bad if you do the proper research. You know, I mean, you essentially got to look online, you got to scour, you got to just be very firm on what your budget is, because a lot of people, you know, they'll go out and buy something brand new when it could be a gently used part from, you know, a freaking scrapyard, or you can find, you know, someone on a forum that's selling parts. You know, there are other ways to buy stuff, and I'm not saying, you know, go buy a used battery or something like that. Yeah, I mean, you can, but you run the risk of that part not working well. But, you know, some stuff you can run, you know, a used part. You don't have to buy it new. You know, you don't have to buy a brand new air cleaner just to, you know, because, oh, I don't want to buy it used. You know, the filter, yeah, okay, buy a new filter. Those aren't expensive. But the housing, I mean, you know, freaking look online. You know, you don't have to buy it new. You know, you might pay, I'm not sure exactly how much that is new, but I mean, I guarantee you can find it on, you know, a forum, someone selling it because they're doing a swap like what we're going to be doing. You know, it's just, you got to shop smart, especially today in today's economy. You know, not to mention, in the long run with this swap, they're actually going to be gaining fuel economy. But, yeah, that, and I can't wait to put this sucker on the dyno to see before and after results, because wait till you guys see what we got for the power plant. For
Right
this
here
sucker.
we've got a freshly rebuilt 4L60E, complete. This baby has had 9,000 miles on it, hasn't even really been broken in yet. And then over here we've got a freshly rebuilt 4.8 liter that also hasn't been broken in yet. It's got a extreme energy cam in it. Not 100% sure on the specs. I have the specs written down though. This is for a buddy of mine who is currently deployed, helping him out with his car until he gets home. You're welcome, Patrick. But yeah, this little sucker though is gonna definitely be nicer than the straight 6 that he's gotten there. I'm gonna get some videos of the Nova doing a quarter mile and at the dyno, see how much power she makes now and then after we do the swap. Yeah, and all this, let's see, you got some gaskets here. I think these are the stock springs and push rods and retainers. Yep.
Not in the cart. Yucky.
That's all the stock stuff that was in there. He's got springs in there. That's good for 600 lift. Yeah, this is going to be a little nice ride that he's going to have all set up for him. There's the intake. There's it. He even got
You can put it here.
AMS oil, braking oil. I got another set of LS3 springs here. He's also got the full wiring harness over there. Complete. I just got to route it once we get it under the hood. And in this box here is a PCM that's completely tuned for the extreme energy cam. So this is pretty much just going to be a straight up plug and play. And then got some nice block hugging headers here. These are $400 headers, ceramic coated as well. So it'll keep that heat in nicely.
Put them against the box so you can see the hugging.
Yeah. I mean, this is gonna be nice. And all this stuff was for under $2,000. So you can't beat that. Yeah. Let's see real quick. Let me put the camera down.
Oh, did you grab a bolt to hold it in?
Yep. What you got, Becca? Can you keep the cap, baby? No, it goes back on the marker. Go show mommy. Alright, so these aren't the actual header bolts, but you can see those
Put the lid back on.
hug pretty tight. I'm not sure if these are going to work with the actual Nova or not. The person who owned this motor
Oh, yeah.
was going to put them. He was going to put it in a 53 GMC, so hopefully these will work. Otherwise, gonna have to find another avenue to go. But yep, that's it in a nutshell. Gonna have to change out that oil pan as well because it's gonna be too deep for the Nova. It's just gonna drag on the ground almost. He hits a bump. So yep, we're gonna have more footage later though as the build goes along and we get it in that Nova.